Back to the sleep, dude. I've never been good at it. Never been good at it.
I was forget to send that to
Freaking lips is a female thing.
Welcome back to the
commercial break.
Never. Second score and throw. Flying through.
Your host, Stevie J. What's up, dudes?
What up?
What up?
We're back again, ladies and gentlemen. Back again for another episode of Both Ends of the Table.
We gotta take another commercial break for loot.
Oh,
Already?
yeah.
Nah. I'm kidding.
Already?
kidding.
Damn.
Damn.
Getting crazy up in here, boys.
Oh, shit.
I'm about to cry. That's a new record.
That would have been a new record, right?
Oh
No,
man,
man,
and
well-
Steve forgot to change his background.
Oh, I did, didn't I?
Dang it. Here we go. Come on, producer.
Good thing I can probably do it on the fly, though. You know what I mean?
Nah. It's already live. It won't let
Yeah,
you.
it's not the same.
Oh, I let you.
Yeah,
You're the
look at that.
producer.
No, it's because I'm doing it off of my phone instead of off of the app.
Ah.
You like that? But anyway, man.
Peter.
Oh, well, let's just let's get into it, man, because I want to do a recap with this whole World Series thing, man. The Dodgers beating the Blue Jays. They win the series 4-3. It was pretty interesting. It was a very entertaining World Series, in my opinion, and I couldn't
Thought it was 5-4 though, but
no, I'm talking about the series itself. You know, it's a 7-game series. They won
Oh, like, they don't play to 9. What the hell?
4-3, bro. 4-3.
I thought you meant the score. That's all.
No. We know the score, bro. We know the score. But no, just like I couldn't think back. Like it, you know, dude, this was like one of the most entertaining World Series that I've seen in a long time. I mean, when you think about all the drama that led up to it, you know, the 18-inning game for game 4, then they go back to Toronto and, you know, they have all the shenanigans, all the drama that ended game 6. And then there was, you know, they go into extra innings into game 7. It was like, holy crap, dude, just super entertaining. So I was like, dude, when's the last time that a World Series has been this entertaining? I couldn't help but to think back to the 2014 World Series with the Giants and the Royals, where Madison Bumgarner had a similar outing, because Yamamoto obviously won the World Series MVP, right? He had 17 innings pitched for the whole series, a 102 ERA. He relief pitching game 7, pitched 2 2/3 innings, scoreless innings at that, and then earned himself a World Series MVP. Well, you know, everyone praised his performance, and it was a great performance, right? But we can't forget about Madison Bumgarner, who did the same thing, but actually did more in 2014. He had 21 innings pitched. He had a complete game shutout in game 5. And then in game 7, he pitched a 5-inning save in game 7. But for that whole series, he had a .43 ERA and held the Royals to a 1.27 batting average throughout the whole series. So, and he set multiple records for consecutive innings pitched and whatnot, and was named World Series MVP as well, just like Yamamoto was as well. So, but what was y'all's reaction to it? I mean, I know a lot of people were saying that baseball's back, and it's like, I can't disagree with that. But what do you guys think?
Well, I don't really watch baseball, but I tuned into game 7, I think like the 8th inning. And man, let me tell you, my heart was beating out of my chest. And that's because I don't even watch baseball. But no, it was a really great game. So I mean, thinking back on it, man, I should have watched that whole series, because just by how that game ended like that, I'm sure the whole series was pretty much like that. So, but yeah, my heart was beating out of my chest. Like, I think I even texted y'all guys like, man, this is crazy stuff. I'm not even a baseball fan.
Bro, I don't think you had to be a baseball fan to get into that, man. It was that good of a game.
Yeah,
was
it
that
was.
good of a
That
game.
game was crazy.
Yeah,
And then I found out. I was like, "Oh, extra innings, here we go." And then someone was like, "No," because I was watching it on TikTok. So we're all in the chat and like, "Oh, here we go." And someone was like, "Man, I don't want to do this because the last game that went into extra innings went 18 innings," and I was just like, "Oh my god, how did I miss that?"
Dude, so that was, I think it was game 4. It went 18 innings and the game didn't finish until 2 in the morning our time. It was
Oh
3
my
o'clock in the
god.
it was 3 o'clock in the morning East Coast. If you're anywhere on the East Coast, that game didn't finish till 3 in the morning y'all's time.
jeez,
Dude,
Oh
that's
my god. I
wild,
wonder if
insane.
bro.
people got like excuse for missing work or something.
Dude, so like I stayed up for that game. I stayed up for the whole thing. And they're talking about the baseballs. So you guys know how they mud up footballs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so they do the same thing for baseballs as well for
Mhm.
pitchers. They mud them up to rough them up to make them more
Yeah.
grippier. Well, I forget what the number was. It was either like 290 baseballs, or I want to say it was like 290 baseballs that they mud up just for that game. And going into like the 16th inning, they were at like 250 something baseballs. So they literally had to bring in more baseballs and start mudding them up on the fly just to make sure that they had enough baseballs to cycle through the whole game because they were worried they were going to run out of baseballs.
That's
Damn. That's a lot of
crazy.
fucking baseballs.
Yeah.
That's insane. But dude, like on that game 7, that throw to home plate where it was like a game of centimeters, that had to be like, ooh, that was close. I don't know
Oh
if you
my
remember that play.
goodness.
Oh my
Cowboys are
God.
self-destructing right in front of our eyes.
Oh, I'm not watching the game. Yeah.
Both of y'all self destructed.
You're frozen on my screen.
Oh yes, TV's frozen on my screen too.
Yeah, just hold still, let it pass, let it pass.
Black Beatles in the city. Give. That's funny. I'm so disappointed. They let me go through my phone. I don't want to go to commercial break later. Hey, you know who actually has the wrong background here?
I don't have that one.
Cisco.
I don't have that one.
I sent it to the group.
That's weird because he sent it to us.
Oh well, I'm on the iPad. The iPad don't have the chat.
That's
Yeah, but
so
you got
weird. So am I.
that's why you airdrop it to yourself.
Hey, see, I don't know how to do all that.
Yeah, you got to airdrop.
Come
That's
on
too
But
now.
advanced
anyway,
for me.
He wasn't an iPad baby for crying out loud.
Yeah, I wasn't.
so now that we made it through that, man, but there was some controversy, obviously, with that game 6. Like I was telling you guys, there was that controversy
Yeah.
with the whole, because there was plenty of times that the Blue Jays had to close out that game, and it's unfortunate that they couldn't close any of them out because they very well could have easily won this World Series. Um, and there's just multiple things, but I think the one that stood out that I talked to you guys about was the whole stuck ball rule kind of thing, where if it gets wedged in the padding, all the players just have to throw their hands up and whatever. And so, anyways, um,
Well, actually, I have a question for that. Because I've been
okay.
seeing is it well, because I don't watch baseball chat, so um, is that like a rule that varies by stadium? Because I heard that was like a Blue Jay stadium. They came up with that rule or something.
No, 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 no. It's like this at every field. And so anytime the ball, I mean, it's even like this, even with younger players, like with my kids' baseball, right? We play with fences. And so sometimes those fences,
Yeah, it gets caught. Yeah.
it'll lift up and the ball can go through if
Yeah.
if there's not enough dirt to stop it. And so if and when that happens, or if it gets stuck, wedged in the fence at all the player has to do is just throw their hands up. And as soon as the player throws their hands up and the umpires see it, they'll call time, and it's an automatic. In this case, it's an automatic double. We actually had a similar situation like that with my oldest son, his team. This kid smoked this baseball, right? A line drive, it one hops off the ground and then gets stuck right in the fence hole. Like mid fence and everything, it just gets stuck in one of the little squares. Well, the kid didn't know any better. The kid didn't know any better, so he just grabs the baseball and just throws it in. And we ended up getting a triple off of that. But had he just put his hands up when the ball got stuck, it would have limited us to just a double. And that's kind of what happened in this situation because they had a runner on first. The ball gets wedged in the thing. The guy throws his hands up, and the runner from first was already rounding third by the time all that happened. So he was gonna score no matter what. And so unfortunately, it took off of a run, and it wouldn't have gave him the lead, but it certainly would have given him a lot of momentum because that they would have only been down by one score. They still had I think there was only one out at the time, so they still could have they have a runner in scoring position at second, so that could have easily driven in another run. There's just a momentum shift, and that's huge with baseball is the whole momentum thing. And so the rule makes sense in theory, but uh, you know, in my opinion, it kind of punishes, the team, for hustle and awareness, in a sense that again, it takes a run off the board. And so I don't know. I don't know if the rules should be kind of like updated or maybe changed because that ball itself was easily grabbable. It wasn't bad, but the players don't get an opportunity to throw their hands up when it ricochets off the wall in a horrible fashion. When you look at the field over in Boston, right? They have the green monster. That ball can go all sorts of different places. It can catch a dead spot on the wall, just fall straight to the ground. It can pop hella bad off of it and go completely past the outfielder, and they have no choice but to go chase it down. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Should they kind of update that rule a little bit? Should they kind of maybe put in a little bit more details on the definition of stuck?
Well, I mean, that ball was it by definition like under the ruling?
Yeah, under the
Yes.
current
So I
rules,
read the ruling, and
it
if the
was it
ball,
was
if
100% accurate. Go ahead, Luke.
yeah, the ball, if the ball does not rebound or ricochet, they're able to throw their hands up. So if the ball were to bounce, ricochet, and it would be playable.
But if it just stops and gets
I don't
stuck.
know. I kind of think, yeah, I kind of think that it's a fair rule. I I I don't really see an issue with it. I think it's pretty fair because I mean, just like you said, every stadium varies. Because I was really looking into it. I never knew anything about it. So whenever I saw you going off and upset about it, I was like, what is this rule? Like, that's crazy. But after watching it and looking and reading the rule, it makes sense to me because, like you said, all stadiums are different. There's some stadium where, like, if it gets stuck in the grass, like in the brush, then it's a stuck ball or like, and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. I think it's pretty fair to where if the ball ricochets, then it's playable. But if it doesn't, then it's not. I mean,
Well,
it's
and
just too many variables to try to get it right. I think it's good where it's at.
I guess
Yeah.
like to kind of go off, not off topic, but like off that ruling, why are like different uh arenas or baseball fields different on like the length?
It's all set up. I mean, so each I don't exactly know the whole rule structure behind how they have to set up their stadiums because like if you look at Boston, they have that they have that
Yeah.
green giant monster, right? So it's like that's a 20-foot, I believe it's a 20-foot wall. But then if you look at Yankee Stadium's right field is extremely shallow. You know what I mean? So left-handed hitters, they'll have the time of their life over at
Field
Yankee
day.
Stadium because, oh yeah, because it's so easy to hit. And then if you look at the Angel Stadium, the right field wall is only like 4 feet tall. If they hit it like on the like right down the line, that wall, there's a section of it. It's only like 4 feet long. So oftentimes, what happens if people hit hard like line drives to the outfield and it has
Bounces
pretty
and
good
bounce up.
hops, it can bounce over the wall, and it's by rule it's an automatic double.
Dang. See,
And
like
so that
that's
can also hinder a team too because you're kind of hoping that that ball would take like a nasty bounce off the wall and confuse the outfielder. That's also going to most likely drive in a run if you have a runner at first that ultimately holds them at third in the end. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what I don't know. Like why they wouldn't regulate that to be the same everywhere. I mean, because it's like a basketball court, like a football field. It's the same at every stadium. Besides, like the if it's turf or grass, right? But it's the same amount of yards. Same. The goalposts are the same place. It's the same amount of gapping. It's all the same. So I don't know why they
I
wouldn't.
think in this situation, it just kind of gives that team a true home field advantage. Because you're accustomed to hitting over the green monster, you're accustomed to hitting over those light fields, you're accustomed to hitting over, your yardage or your footage of field. And so I think it just kind of helps benefit and give a true home field advantage to the other team. Now, I do think that they have to be a
Yeah.
certain amount of feet bare minimum, but the walls and all that stuff, it's all kind of just however the organization chooses to build that structure.
I'm building the wall like at the border. Boom.
Well, dude, I mean,
Ah,
no, I mean, bro, these stadiums truly hold a disadvantage to visiting teams. I mean, again, that Green Monster, I can't tell you how many times people have been robbed of a home run because they can't hit it directly over that Green Monster,
Yeah, ain't
or
ain't no fans sitting behind there. They can't see.
well, and there's fans that sit atop of the Green Monster.
No,
They
no, I'm
have
saying
seats up.
like if I were to make the stadium, there'd be no fans behind there because it'd be all the way up to the
Oh,
sky.
yeah. Some of them have some really good views, man. I don't know if you've seen some videos on it, but man, they got some very good views like from outside the stadium. Like
Mhm.
if you're I can't remember which one it is, but there's one stadium that has condos in the outfield, like out of the building. It's on the outfield side. And so if you're like on a certain floor of that condo, you can actually see the game live as it's
Isn't there like a
happening.
hotel like at the baseball field? It's like on the outfield. Where's that the
what
Astros?
No, the Astros don't have anything
was it?
like
The
that.
Seattle Mariners?
Or it's probably Seattle.
There's some that have hotels, there's others that have condos. Um, I think the one that you're might be thinking of because there's a college football stadium that has a hospital that's like
Oh
right
yeah,
next
that's
it's right
it's
next
not
door. It's like a
Virginia
children's
Tech.
hospital.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Yeah, and they can actually see they have like a certain tradition where they kind of look back at the hospital and they wave at the kids that are watching the game and stuff like that.
I think the cool baseball field. I don't know if it's Yankee or in Chicago, where there's people on the outside of the stadium, and when someone hits a home run, it goes like in the street, and people like catch it in the middle of the street.
Yeah, there's that. There's even the San Francisco one where people are in the bay, they're in the water, and
Oh,
if you hit it over the right field section, it can go into the water, and so people will be out there in kayaks, and they'll be chasing home run baseballs down.
that's funny.
And it was a very popular thing back in the day
That's cool.
because it was very popular because Barry Bonds was a left-handed hitter. And so he was a pull hitter. So he would always hit towards that right field. And he would always be cranking them over that wall. And dude, there would be 20 or 30 people all in kayaks just waiting for a ball to come over. And you see him fucking they're rowing, and then dude, as soon as they get close to it, they just literally like
Dive
dive
in.
straight into the water
Yeah.
and just grab that baseball, bro. Like, yeah, It was
So true.
insane. It's not as popular
I
as
knew
it
you were
as it
gonna get
used to
mad.
be, but
I'm
people
young,
still
black,
get
and
out there.
rich.
That'd be funny, bro. Seeing some shit like that. But
That's
yeah,
funny.
so man,
Just
staying with this
fucking
whole
going with the kayak, the kids in the front.
yeah. Well, staying with the whole World Series thing though, another topic I want to get y'all's opinion on too, man, is just so obviously it was very entertaining, but the Dodgers, there's a lot of people that are upset. A lot of people. And it's because of the amount of money that the Dodgers have been spending. Because literally just over the past year or two that they said that they've shelled out like over $1.2 billion in contracts. Shohei Otani obviously being a part of that.
Holy mama.
Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Mookie Betts, these guys are all locked in long term. And I get it that LA fans love it, but critics are also asking like if the Dodgers have kind of ruined baseball at this point. That they've kind of ruined the balance of baseball when small market teams can't even compete for a mid-tier free agent. And so I don't know what's y'all's take on that. Is it something that there's obviously been some talks around introducing like a cap for Major League Baseball, kind of similar to how they do with the NFL. But do you think that they should do that? Do you think that they should adopt the whole cap idea, or should they just keep going with what they're doing now?
I don't even know how it works.
Well,
baseball, for being quite honest. Like I don't understand how baseball players even get paid these outrageous contracts.
because they got no cap.
Well, there's no cap space, so anybody can pay any player as much as they want to pay them. Doesn't matter. There's no limit. There's no nothing.
That's what I'm
like,
saying.
It is the wild, wild west, bro. And so when you look at teams like the Dodgers,
and then I always wonder, like,
go ahead.
Where do they even get their money from? Like, if you watch a game, like these games ain't fucking bought out all year round. Some games are pretty empty, and baseball tickets are pretty cheap most of the time. So it's like, where do they even get the money to pay them this much? Like, to pay them all these? Like, baseball doesn't add up to me. It doesn't make sense. So when it comes to the money aspect.
So baseball is a worldwide sport. Similar to soccer. Like it's everywhere. It's
just not as big though. Not as big as soccer though.
No. I'm not saying it's as big. I'm saying it's like soccer.
It's like soccer,
in terms of it being a worldwide sport, right? There's multiple countries that play it. But then these organizations, they have people that are invested into it, like the owners and whatnot. They all have, ways of incorporating their own revenue. And a lot of these contracts are deferred contracts. So, for example, like, a lot of the more recent contracts are like 10 years, $300 million. Outside of Shohei Otani, Otani was 10 years, $700 million. But a lot of them are like 10 years, $300 million contracts. Well, you don't get paid out all 300 million in 10 years. It's all deferred. So it's like, that 300 million might get stretched across 20 years. So you could look at the Bonilla contract that the Mets signed. The Mets have the most famous contract for that, where they signed a player back in like 2002 or something like that.
He's still paid.
And he's going to get paid $1 million every single year from the Mets up until like 2035 or something like that. And he hasn't played with them. And he hasn't played with them since like the early 2000s.
That's legit.
So that's kind of how these contracts work with baseball, is they're all deferred and they can, basically do whatever. It's the Wild Wild West, like I said. And
I mean, first things first, if you want to make money, you got to spend money, right? But secondly, as far as that I've known baseball, that's probably like the only thing that I knew, that there was never cap space. And I mean, now that someone's taking advantage of it, I don't think it should change, because just because someone's taking advantage of it now, when it's been like that forever, from what I've known, shouldn't change it now. Because
baseball's always been the cheating sport.
But no, I
Dude, it really is, dude. I feel like baseball is probably the most cheating in the sport that like normalized cheating.
Well, and
normal.
so it's really kind of highlighted itself over the last couple of years. I think the one that really kind of made some noise was, I want to say it was about 2 years ago. Whenever the Yankees, they signed in a bunch of players. They brought in um shit, man. I'm thinking of this all on the fly right now, so I didn't have time to gather up all the names, but they brought in a lot of prospects. What's his name from the Cubs? Rizzo, Anthony Rizzo. They got another guy from the Rangers. These were all like hot prospects, very high paid guys, and they paid them a crap ton of money to come play for them. And their payroll skyrocketed. Well, then they spent all that money and they didn't even make the playoffs that year, the first year that they did that. So then they re-upped on it, signed in even more players, and then finally made the postseason, went off to the World Series, whatever. But the Mets even did the same thing. The Mets went off and signed a crazy amount of players. They spent like over $1 billion in contracts as well, all for them not even to get that far. And so when you look at the current slate of the MLB, the highest payroll teams are the Mets, the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Phillies, and the Blue Jays. The Mets are coming in at $323 million just in payroll for 2025. The Dodgers came in at 321. The Yankees came in at 293. The Phillies came in at 284. And the Blue Jays came in at only 239 million. There's only 239 million. It's not a big deal. Right,
But
Luke?
and I mean, if
That's
Dodgers aren't even
only.
first, how did they mess it up? You know,
Yeah, well, because of for one, because of the Otani deal. I think that's where people are kind of getting at. The Otani deal was one of those. The
like you're
10
not going
years,
to play the
700
best player.
million.
You know,
Well, and here's the other part to it though. Okay, so Otani's playing it off really fucking smart. In the first, I think, 2 years of his contract, he's only going to get paid like $3 million or something like that. All the rest is going to come in on the ass end of his contract. Like he's deferring all of his money towards the back end of his deal. So I don't know how they're
Damn.
planning on doing that, but maybe they see something. But you got to imagine that with California taxes, I think somebody who's a professional in all this did like a whole mock-up to show what he's really going to get paid out of that 700 million.
like
And
two or
Luke,
three.
don't take this personally, Luke, but out of that 700 million, he's only going to get paid out gross pay like $323 million of it.
That's insane, dude.
But just imagine that, like that's a
The comic season.
crap ton of taxes that's getting taken out of that.
Yeah, that's
You know what I mean?
insane. That's crazy. Like when that whole what was it Powerball thing, like when it was like 1 billion, like
Yep.
someone said like you're only gonna get like 200 million or like 190 something $1 million out of that 1 billion. Like
Yeah, just paying all the
if you live
taxes back
somewhere,
out of it.
yeah. Yeah, if you live somewhere that has like state tax and of course you have your federal tax and all of this stuff, it's I was like, wow,
Oh yeah,
robbery. Robbery at its finest.
absolutely. Hey, but you tell me, are you better off having 200 and some odd $1 million or stuck with what you got right now?
Take me to jail.
You know
Lock
what I mean?
me up.
Like, I'll take the $250 million, bro. Give it to me. I'll throw it in a trust fund real fucking quick. That way I can't get sued for it, bro. They always say like that's like the first thing that you should do with money like that. If you win the lottery, is immediately transfer it to a trust fund because your family can easily sue you and start taking money away from you just like that.
Like,
Crazy, right?
yeah, we live in a crazy world. Anything for that green paper.
Absolutely, absolutely. But anyways, man, enough about baseball. Let's boys, let's shift some gears. Let's get into some football. How what y'all think?
It
Yeah?
was a pretty good weekend, like a great football weekend. Ooh, man.
Absolutely.
And we got to go into, well, before we get to the NFL, folks, we got to go into our commercial break.
Uh-oh.
It's
Did
gonna
we have to
boot
do
him.
that? Are you fixing the boot?
No, not me, Loop. His says reconnecting.
Oh, does it really?
Yeah,
All right. That'll give me some time.
says reconnecting, and he's frozen. Yeah, there he
Yeah.
is.
Well, we got our first commenter, Miss Julissa Salazar.
9680.
9680. What does that even what does 9680 mean? What sort of significance does it have?
I think that's the age guy she likes.
Damn. Jalissa, you gonna let him talk to you like that? Don't let him do you like that, girl. You better say something too. Better get back at him like that.
That's
What's
funny.
up, Loop? We back or what?
Yeah, that actually went longer than I thought. That went to 30 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. No, that was pretty good, man. But anyway, so yeah, so let's shift into uh-oh. Hold on. She
What
said
happened?
Cisco. Oh my god. She said, "Oh my god. How dare you?"
Oh my
He's
god.
lying. He's lying. That's messed up, bro. How can you
That's
sit there and
funny.
call your sister out like that, dude? Come on, man.
She
You
said
should.
keep it DL. I thought I was keeping it DL. It's just us.
Damn. He said
It's just
because
us in chat.
there's only a handful of people in the chat that that this is down low to him. Fuck.
DL, DL.
Well, anyway,
That's
man. So it was a rough night in DC. Turned into
Man.
a glaring warning sign, bro, for the Commanders. Jaden Daniels coming off a promising rookie season, but dealing with some recent injuries. Just came off of injury, but was kept in the game late for this contest that was just obviously far out of reach. He got sacked and suffered a dislocated elbow. Now faces a long layoff. He's out for the season. Washington's been searching for a franchise quarterback since the days of RG3, and this feels eerily familiar. So, yeah, did the Commanders rush him back, or should they have pulled him out, bro? Like, I don't know. What is y'all's take on this whole thing? This is crazy.
So
yeah.
if I say yes to them pulling him out, that makes me a hypocrite for when the Cowboys pulled Dak out in the beginning of the season. So I'm gonna say no. But I think what happened is Jaden Daniels is a freaking workhorse. That dude was doing everything he can. He just did too much. He was just trying too hard because he was
He's trying way too hard.
the only one
Yeah.
able to do anything. And unfortunately, they retaliated in the wrong way.
But bro, like that offensive line is terrible. Even with the
Terrible.
addition, of Laramie Tunsil, they couldn't block nobody.
Dude, Tunsil, I would not even say Tunsil's a great fucking guard. Like, I don't understand how he went all pro with the Texans. He was terrible, and he's off. He jumps off sides. False
He's
start
terrible
every
in a
fucking
he's
every
terrible in
play.
a sense of false starting, but in terms of blocking, he's a really good blocker. And even with the addition of him, they still couldn't block to save it. I mean, that dude didn't even have time to go through a progression or two. Like it was just immediately snap the ball, run back, and you don't even have time to sit in the pocket. You're starting to run for your life, bro. That dude,
Yeah,
Seattle's defense, bro. Holy smokes, did they look fucking good
swarming,
last
bro.
night?
Man.
Swarming.
They looked awesome last night, bro.
They look like the
Crazy.
Texans.
Dude, yeah, they were just getting after Jane Daniels so bad. But I mean, yeah, I'm with you on that, man. Like, I'd be a hypocrite too if I said that they should have taken him out. My thing is that I feel like he shouldn't have never even started. That's where my take, or that's where my thing kind of comes from, is that I feel like they rushed him back too fast because I think they're just in desperation mode based off of the expectations that they put on themselves from last season. Right? He
Right.
goes off on this crazy rookie campaign. They go to the NFC Championship game. You know, they obviously think that they found their quarterback. And so they've obviously didn't start off the way that they wanted to. And then with Jaden Daniels getting that ankle sprain or whatever, it's like that obviously really set them back. And so and because of the whole NFC East race right now, how it's still kind of up in the air, they don't know who's gonna take it. It felt like that's why they were trying to bring him back soon. You know what I mean? Cisco, don't give me that face, dog. Okay. Hey, I don't
Be
make the
for
fucking rules, bro.
real.
I don't make the
Be
rules, but
for real.
the only reason I'm saying that is because for the last 21 years, there has never been a
Of repeating.
repeating number one seed in the
Yes.
NFC East. 21 years straight and
Yes.
running. I don't
Yeah.
make the rules.
Well,
The
that's gonna be
but
broken. Okay.
but history shows us that there's supposed to be a new winner every year in the NFC East. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't know. Maybe the Eagles have that epic collapse again. Not trying to put that bad juju on your team, but I'm just
I
saying it's
am.
possible. Even though
Dude,
they did just get my boy Jalen Phillips, though.
that's
I'm
crazy.
so fucking sad about
Dude, they're
that,
making moves the Cowboys should be making.
Did y'all
I'm
see that
so
TikTok that I
sad.
sent y'all?
Yes,
That was funny. At like 6 in the
bro.
morning he's on the phone.
Bro, my phone goes off. I'm like, you got to be shitting me. Of all our best pass rusher, you're gonna get rid of him. The heart and soul of our
Well,
defense, you're gonna get rid of
well,
him for a
you
third.
did say that that the Dolphins did have to rebuild. You could trade off some of your key players on defense,
I know, but I
but
was joking around when I said Jalen Phillips, bro. You're not gonna actually
bro,
fucking get rid of him.
they watched the
Come on.
podcast, dude. They watched the pod.
That's what it is, bro. Miami Dolphins is watching this podcast. That's
Like,
what it
man, this
is.
guy
So,
has a valid point.
valid point.
let's
Let's get rid of Jalen
let's
Phillips
and send him to the Eagles. Let's send him to
and
the
let's send him
Eagles.
to the. At
For a
least it
third
wasn't
rounder.
to. At least it wasn't to the Patriots, because the Patriots actually were bargaining for him. They wanted him bad. And so I'm glad that they didn't pull the whole Dallas Cowboy thing where you're going to trade him to a rival.
Send it to the
you
rival.
know. Yeah, send it to the rival who's also in the same conference as you. Fucking stupid. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Can't be that dumb.
Fucking Scoobs.
But Cisco, you didn't give us your take on that, man. What's your end of the table looking like over there, sir?
For the Commanders,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's a Derrick Rose 2.0 or RG3 2.0, right? You know, the Bulls are winning the game. Was it 2012? I think it was, or 2012 or 2011.
For the
2010.
You're
Bulls?
talking about MVP Derrick Rose.
Yeah, MVP season. Yeah, they
Well,
were going to
see,
win the championship that year too.
You think so?
And then
He was legit. But it just gives me more signs for RG3. You have a point to the RG3 thing.
Yeah.
yeah,
Same team.
I mean,
Bro, and you know
yeah,
what's crazy is there's that video that's going viral right now talking about like the very like so much similarities to how they both went down. RG3 and Jaden Daniels.
downfall of the
The
Commanders.
universe just universing.
Pretty much. Because, I mean, it essentially the same thing happened. RG3 had a breakout rookie year, came on strong, took him to the playoffs, right? And there was high expectations leading into the next season. And then he just goes down with that knee injury. And he was never the same after that, bro. Poor RG3, bro. Texas boy.
Yeah.
Colleen.
Well, and I do have to agree with what you said, though. They did bring him back too early. I mean, but they like you said, they were in desperate mode because they were 3-5, I believe, before last night's game. So with them having that record, they obviously knew they needed to turn stuff around. So I mean, let's bring back our star quarterback, and
Yep.
and I believe they kept him in there because he was obviously out for what 2 weeks, 2 3 weeks. So to give him those reps again, to
Mhm.
being in that game, and he's been absent those weeks. Like, hey, well, let's just keep him in the game to get him back in rhythm, and obviously it backfired. But
Yeah, for sure. Well, and chat, you let us know too. Do you think that the Commanders rushed him back too fast? Should he have been in the game? Should they have taken him out? As we transition to a new subject, man, just let us know in the comments what you guys think if they should have even had him playing in that game in the first place. So,
yeah,
but let's look at the other side of that game, right? Because Sam Darnold continues to impress, and his Seattle Seahawks are rolling, sitting at the top of the NFC with the offense operating at full throttle, man. Meanwhile, Jackson Smith and Jigba, he's quietly making his case for best receiver in the league right now. Uh, but with balance, swagger, and a quarterback who's finally looking comfortable, the Seahawks have arrived, gentlemen. So it's time to ask, are you going to crown Seattle right now the best team in the NFC? And if not them, who stands in their way right now? And Cisco, since you're a Eagles fan, we'll go ahead and let you answer that one first.
no, you know who I honestly think the best team in the NFC is?
Who?
The Rams. I think the Rams are the best team in the NFC. Both sides of the ball, they're clicking, even
They are
without
clicking.
their star receiver. Devontae Adams ain't washed, Luke.
Well, Puka came back. I thought Puka
Oh,
came back.
he
No.
he
Yeah, Puka came
he
back.
left.
He went off.
Well, he
Yeah.
he left. I think second quarter, shoulder injury. I don't know if he came back in or not after that, but he did come back that game, but he left second quarter with a shoulder injury, and I don't know if he came back after that or not.
So what
But
you
no,
got,
yeah,
Loop? You think Seattle's best team in the NFC, or you agree with Cisco on the Rams?
Man, I'm up in the air with that one because I think Seattle has a better defense. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. That's very tough.
see,
If
like with
it's
that,
definitely between them two.
I think the Rams defense is able to compete with the Seattle offense. Like they're able to, like, I don't say contain them, but limit them on their full ability. And then I think on the Seattle Seahawks defensive side and the Rams offensive side, it's a pretty even matchup in my opinion.
Yeah, I think for me, like offensively, I trust Matthew Stafford more than I do Sam Darnold, just
Yeah,
based off of what we
Yeah.
saw last year with the Vikings, right? He started off the Vikings hot 14-2 or whatever it was, and then going into the last game, it's like a must-have to take number one seed, and he just completely wets the bed. And then you fast forward him into the divisional round or the wild card round that they had to play in, and it kept on. The bad shit just kept happening. So it's like I trust Matthew Stafford more than I do Sam Darnold, but boy, it's tough to go against the Seahawks right now, man. Just
it
because
is.
Yeah.
you look at the way that Sam Darnold was just slinging dimes, bro, like over the shoulder catches, just dropping them into just these tough.
But
And not that Stafford can't do that. Did y'all see the one where Stafford literally was looking basically damn near at the sideline and it throws like this deep
yeah,
ball right up the middle of
yeah,
the field?
yeah,
Bro,
that was
that is
dirty.
like, dude, I love seeing that because I'm like, bro, I swear to God, somebody compare his ass to Patrick Mahomes. I swear to God, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like, dude, I will let you know it in the comment section right now. Because I'm like,
I've
dude,
seen some
Stafford has been doing that his whole entire career. He has been
dude.
deceiving defenses his entire career,
I saw this
way
one video.
before
I
Mahomes was
Yo.
doing it.
I don't know if it was this year or a couple years ago, but he did the no look pass. And he's like, "Don't fucking look at me! Don't fucking look at me!" Because he threw a touchdown, and the defender was looking at his eyes, and he threw a dirty no look. And he's like, "Don't you fucking look at me!" It was funny.
Bro, he's
Yeah,
he's
he's
great at that, man. He's so
yeah.
great at that, man. And again, he's been doing this his whole career. And I remember Mahomes came around and they're like, "Oh my God, look at what Mahomes did. He wasn't even looking this guy's way and he threw the ball this way, but he was
Now
looking over
here's a
here."
guy that doesn't even have to look to throw.
Exactly. Now here's a guy that knows ball. But anyway, bro, when I heard that for the first time, I was like, wait, what? Has this person never watched Matthew Stafford? I'm like, this dude does it all the time. This dude's on a top 10
Yeah.
highlight every damn week with the same shit. Just a
Yeah.
different play. Like, you know what I mean? So, but no, for sure, man. I'd have to give the edge. I'm gonna give the edge this week because of course that can change week to week. You know what I'm saying? Just like a top five.
Yeah.
This week I'm gonna give it to Seattle. I'm gonna give them their crown, man. Because boy, top to bottom, up and down, left, right, side to side, no matter how you slice it, bro. They made the Commanders look like dog shit yesterday, bro. Absolute dog shit.
Yeah,
And
and
then you
Seattle's
take
one of
out
those
their
teams
franchise
when they
quarterback at
get
the same
rolling, they're
time.
rolling, bro.
And it's not like I'm saying that like they meant to do it on purpose. Obviously, his whole elbow being
Nah,
dislocated
Sean
wasn't on
Payton paid him.
purpose. But brother, when you go out there and make them look like dog shit, and then you take out their franchise quarterback in the process, bro, it's like, dude, that is demoralizing to the other
Yeah,
team,
dude.
right?
The
Holy
like
hell!
literally sucked the life out of that team,
Oh yeah,
giving
dude.
them giving them belt to Bud and taking out their quarterback. Double whammy.
Hey, but you know what, man? Prayers up for
Yeah.
Jaden, bro. Hopefully he has a full recovery. Luckily it's his non-throwing arm.
Yeah,
Because man, if it was his throwing arm, dude, I don't know that dude plays another snap in the NFL. As
yeah.
bad as that looked, you know what
That
I
was
mean?
so.
And
Well, dude,
if he
because
did play another snap, he'd have to take a different position, like wide receiver or something, because you ain't throwing that ball no more.
well, dude, I mean, I could imagine because I've dislocated my shoulder before, had surgery for it, but every time I play ball, that it always pops out. So, could imagine, like you said, if it was his throwing arm, his elbow,
Hmm.
there ain't that'll be tough
Yeah, that'd be a tough one to come back from,
because that
man.
thing
But
went the other direction.
yeah,
Crazy.
but well, let's dive into some Packers, man. That Packers game, dude. The Packers lose to the Panthers. It might be the one that tells us everything about Jordan Love, honestly. He looked absolutely sloppy, trying to get too creative, throwing up prayers like he's auditioning for divine intervention or something. But just his overall risky play style, it's costing Green Bay some drives. Honestly, it really is. It's costing them on some drives, it's costing them points, and even the confidence, man. Just the overall confidence of the team. It's really kind of getting to them, I think. And they've got the talent, but the discipline's missing.
Well, I mean, so they were my pick to go to the Super Bowl at the beginning of the season, but not no more with Tucker Craft being out for the rest of the season with a torn ACL.
Right. But now,
Dude,
did you
that
pick the Packers
broke
before
my
or
heart.
after the first game?
Before,
Okay.
but
Cisco
I came
or
on.
Loop, you said that the Tucker Craft injury broke your heart, bro?
Yeah, he's on one of my fantasies. He
Oh,
was
that
he
sucks,
was a
man.
solid player for me for a while.
You sound like you got a lump in your throat.
No, I have allergies. I lost my voice fully the other day. Now it just keeps going away. It's on the way out right now. I'll wake up and I'll sound normal again.
Well, boys, as it stands right now with the Packers, man, are they? Would you consider them a contender or a pretender?
Nah,
Pretender now. Well, I mean, I want to say pretender.
for
They're not
sure.
pretending, but they're definitely not going to contend anymore without Tucker Craft.
I feel like whether they
Well,
have
I
Tucker
don't see
Craft
him
or
as a
not,
legitimate
bro.
team.
Yeah, that's
Nah,
me too. I
that's
have to agree with
Yeah,
Hoop
because
on
it's
that,
the
man.
same team that lost to the Browns as well.
Yes.
Yeah, see, you don't lose to the Browns and you don't lose to the Panthers in the same season on accident. You're
And you tied against the
inconsistent as
Cowboys
fuck.
with
Something's
arguably the
going on
worst
there.
defense in the league. Yeah, and you tied with the Cowboys.
Exactly. Yeah, so there has to be some
When you were
leadership
supposed to
issues
have
there.
been
It's
the
probably
one
what it's
that
come
won the
down to.
trade.
Yeah, where the fuck is Micah? I was just talking about this with the customer. He was like, "Man, it looks like the Micah trade is biting us in the ass this year," and I was like, "But is it? Like, what is Micah doing in Green Bay? Doesn't he only have like 2 or 3 sacks and maybe like 8 tackles? Like, he's non-existent right now. What's going on over there?"
Do you think he's still hurt? Like he's playing through
I sound
injury?
like I'm doing my best RFK impression.
No, I don't know if he's still hurt, man, but by all reports, I mean, it shows that he's healthy. And so here's my thing is I thought that he was going to be like, play like shit for the first 4 games cuz he didn't play preseason, he didn't do OTAs, he didn't do any of that shit. So it's like, okay, so he's probably going to suck for the first 4 games, but after that he's going to start coming on strong. And bro, he's only had one good game all season. Outside of that one good game, he hasn't been doing anything at all. And so right now, bro, it's like at this rate, Jerry's gonna look like the genius all over again.
Yeah.
Especially if the
Right?
Packers don't make a deep run in the playoffs. Jerry's gonna look like the genius here. I hate to say it because he walked away with 2 first-round picks that and he's gonna pick one of them this year or this coming draft. So he's gonna have 2 first-round picks in this draft.
Well,
Crazy.
Question is which route does he go? Does he do the whole? Does he do a Houston Texans move where they get like the second? I mean, granted they're not going to get the second pick, but where they have like a second pick and then they trade back up to get the third pick, and it's like holy smokes! All of a sudden they
Yeah, we
got
got
C.J. Stroud
Anderson.
and Will Anderson. You know what I mean? Kind of makes you wonder if Jerry's going to do something like that.
yeah.
Possibly.
But again, right now it
I
just
love
it has.
Well, Anderson the dog.
With as crappy as the Packers have been looking, it's making Jerry look like the genius.
Well, it's weird how it happens every time someone gets paid. Every time they get paid, they don't perform that next season coming in.
Yeah, I mean,
And,
but
and
we
that,
all know
that
that,
typically
man.
happens.
That's been years that's been going on, man. If you're on a contract, like look at George Pickens. George Pickens is on a contract here, right? All of a sudden, he's a team player, blocking.
Yeah.
Running with other players that have the ball instead of just disengaging from the play. Like, you see that. Everyone's doing it so that way they can get their paycheck, and then once they get their paycheck, they're like, "All right, I'm good." I can go back to just.
Yep.
I got the bag, dog. A lot of these players are only good for one contract, if that. Very rarely do they see 2. So
It's a shame.
but yeah, it is a shame. But you know what else is a shame? Is that fucking Bengals defense, bro. That's an embarrassment right there, dog. The Bengals pulled off something. Look, hey, the Bengals pulled off something wild, son. They pulled off something wild. Check this out. Let me just spit this to y'all real quick. Let me spit real quick. You know what I'm saying? Drop a beat one time for me, Mo. Look, they scored 42 points. They piled up 500 yards of offense. They returned a kickoff for a touchdown.
Oh shit!
They recovered an onside kick. They blocked a field goal and still lost. The defense gave up 47 points and looked like they were just allergic to tackling. It was crazy. The offense and special teams showed up ready to play, but this defense, boy, they're dragging everybody down, son. And it's not new. It's the same story as last year when Cincinnati had one of the league's most explosive offenses, but missed the postseason because their defense couldn't close. at some point you stop calling it bad luck and start calling it bad leadership. So
Yeah.
my thing is that
Yeah.
who's to blame and who do you get rid of? Who's getting fired?
For
Someone's got to. Someone's
Zach
got to.
Taylor.
Someone's got to be responsible for this shit
Zach
because
Taylor, for sure.
it's not even bad football anymore. It's just pure negligence at this point. Did y'all
Yeah.
see the Did y'all see the
The
final
post game?
touchdown play? No. The
Oh,
final
I'm sorry,
touchdown
I'm
play.
sorry.
Did you see
Couldn't
them
tackle
try to
him.
tackle?
Two guys. Two
They
guys.
didn't even
No.
try to tackle. They didn't even
Yeah,
try
they
to
just try to
tackle. They
hit.
gave him a shoulder.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you gotta wrap your arms around that defender, bro, and pull him down. Like,
But is it, like you said, the leadership and all that stuff, or is it them fixing games?
not on the Bengals side, bro. The Bengals wouldn't be fixing games like that. To do it 2 seasons in a row,
The over under?
but you're gonna accuse him for fixing games like that? What was the over and under? I'm sure the over and under was at
I don't know.
95 and a half.
Maybe
There
it
ain't
was.
no way. No, hell no. It's usually like in the 40s, dog.
Yeah.
No,
He had
no.
90. What is that? 42 to 90, 47. So what is that? 90, 89 points.
That would have been crazy if it was like 88 or something.
That is nuts, bro. Yeah, Vegas
Yeah.
ain't predicting some shit like that. I can promise you that. But it's like, boy,
No, but no, it's for sure Zach Taylor. I mean, especially with, was it last year with the whole Jamar Chase thing? And then Trey Hendrickson, which I know it's just Trey Hendrickson, but him, and then this year with the defense, and then not being able to draft an O line for Joe Burrow, like it's him for sure.
but do you think that he's the one that's calling the shots defensively? Because I feel like he's more of the offensive side, kind of leaves the defensive side to somebody else.
I was gonna
but-
say, isn't Zach Taylor an offensive mind?
But he's a head coach, so he should be involved with that.
Well, I get that, but right now, let me ask you this: if you're considering to fire Zach Taylor, so would you consider firing Brian Schottenheimer because of the defense, because of the lack of defense that the Cowboys have?
For sure.
I wouldn't fire
Yes.
Brian Schottenheimer.
Yes. Nah, you can fire Jerry Jones.
Find the defensive coach,
No, dude, Dallas is going to get
gotta
rid
fire
of the defensive
defensive
coordinator.
coordinator.
They're going to get rid of Matt Eberflus on that. That has Matt Eberflus written all over it. Shoddy has nothing to do with that defense, and he also didn't ask to give
Yeah.
away Micah Parsons, right? But you play with what you have, and you try to structure, a game plan around what you have. And Dallas is not doing a very good job at it. Neither is Cincinnati. The only difference is that Eberflus has only been in Dallas for one season versus this defense has looked like shit for the last 2 years. I mean, how do you average over 30 points a game and yet you're losing half of your games, which means that you're allowing your opposing teams to score more than 30 points at the same time? How can
Yeah.
you be that negligent? Not to mention they were down by 15 in that fourth quarter. They scored 2 touchdowns in less than a minute to take the
Well-
lead. Not to mention your special teams helped you out by returning a kickoff for a touchdown. Your special teams also helped keep points off the board by blocking a field goal, and yet the defensive side itself just continues to allow all the crap that ends up happening. Like it's terrible.
Well, you know why I say Zach Taylor too? Because he hasn't done anything about it either. He hasn't said anything about it. Like he hasn't addressed it or anything. It's still the same, like you said, from last year.
Well, and you saw that Chase Brown and Jamar Chase had something to say about it last night after
Yeah.
the game. Did you see that, Luke?
Mhm.
No, what did they say?
Oh, bro. Chase Brown, dog. He was just like
Yeah.
basically saying without saying that, like, how the fuck do you allow them to score with 17 seconds left?
Yeah.
Like, we gave you that ball back. You need to finish the game. You need to close it out. Like, there's no excuses. You need to
And
close
then
out that game.
Jamar Chase saying, I don't want no fucking defensive player chewing me out for not doing my job. So pretty
Bro, so
much,
it's,
again, calling out the defense.
I mean, dude, it's crazy because normally stuff like this you need to keep in house, right?
Right.
When there's an implosion, like you need to keep it in house. Like that's kind of like rule number one. But when you go and take it out to the media, that just shows that whatever you're trying to do or whatever's happening in house is not working or it's not being heard. You know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
allowing it to happen. And so at that point, they
See,
left them no choice. Something's
and
got to be done about it.
who would you say that falls on?
Well, that particular part, I would say it's the head coach in terms of implementing everything to go around. But we also don't know what role Zach Taylor's playing and all that. Because what if he is echoing the same things that Jamar Chase and Chase Brown are talking about? What if he is echoing the same thing, but the defensive coordinator is just choosing to kind of, you know, choosing to live in the definition of insanity, right? Doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result.
Yeah. I mean, he could be telling the GM too, like, hey, this is going on and whatnot.
Yeah.
But
Again, I'm not disagreeing that they shouldn't at least look at Zach Taylor and all this too. I mean, obviously he's got to take some sort of culpability to it. But
Yeah.
I'm starting with the coordinator first before I go to
yeah,
Zach Taylor.
Hey, but remember, Zach Taylor was one of our fucking coaches on the hot seat for this year.
Yep. Yeah,
So either way, he might
if
be
they did
canned
miss
either
the
way.
playoffs. Yeah. Well, and let's talk about the other side of that coin, right? Because you got Joey Flack, 40 years old, 4 games into the Bengals run and playing like he just stepped out of a time machine, bro. Bro, he threw for 470 yards and 4 touchdowns yesterday. And since joining the team, he's got over 1,200 yards passing, 11 touchdowns, and only 2 picks. The guy's cooking. So I'm going to ask you guys an uncomfortable question right here, okay?
Oh, shit.
This
would I
is
take him over
very,
Josh Allen? Yes.
this is
I'm just
very,
kidding.
very unpopular, but this is going to, no, bro, like this is a very uncomfortable question, but is Flacco making Joe Burrow look average? Because right now this offense is moving just as good as it does with Burrow. So whether that's chemistry, leadership, or just pure experience, one thing's clear for sure, and that's Flacco is reminding everyone that circumstance matters when you're paired up with a duo like Jamar Chase and T. Higgins.
Yeah, but why
No.
couldn't Brownie do anything? So
Well,
then
that's exactly what
another
Steve's trying to say.
question could does this prove Joe Burrow's football knowledge? I don't know.
No. It's not. And again, this isn't to. I'm not insinuating anything. It's just.
Yeah, you are.
It's
Yeah,
meant to
you
ask
are.
you. It's meant to
You're
make you a
rage baiting
little
right now.
uncomfortable, to make you
Uh-huh.
think like, hey, like, damn, you know what? What is it then? Because man, Flacco's looking good. Now the whole Jake Browning thing, he's not a starter. Joe Flacco's a
Yeah.
starter.
But he's 40.
And you know that there's a huge drop off between a starter and a backup.
Well, and then like another take that I would have for it, just like the same way most rookies do good in the rookie season, quarterbacks, like a Jaden Daniels or a CJ Stroud or those types of players, they do good the rookie season because there's no tape on them, and then years after that they don't do as good. I mean, with Joe Flacco, I mean, you obviously have tape of him, but not with this core receivers, Jamar Chase,
Yeah.
T Higgins. So there's nothing on that where they could go
Yeah,
based
but I
off of.
mean, well, I would argue that point to tell you that regardless if they've never seen him with a duo like that, you have tendencies or tendencies, right? Whatever you tend to do with any other team is what you're going to tend to do with whatever team you're currently playing on.
Yeah.
Tendencies are tendencies. There's nothing that you can do to fix those. It's like habits. You're always going to have them. You know what I mean?
But
So when
one
you
one could do that with college film.
what do you mean by that?
Like when rookies come into the NFL, they could do the same thing with college film because
Well,
tendencies are
you
tendencies.
can. Right. Well, tendencies are tendencies, yes, but from your standpoint, what you're saying is it doesn't work because they're running a different scheme. They're running a completely different offensive scheme than what they're doing in the NFL. And
Well,
now
see, well, that's the whole thing too. The Bengals are
from a
running different
tendencies
scheme than the
perspective,
Browns and the Ravens.
yes, but he has had receivers in the past, and so you've had a chance to see what he could do. You know,
Like a
and you
Jamar
have
Chase
tape
and T. Higgins.
you have tape on Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, right? On the Bengals
But now with
offensive
Joe
scheme.
Flacco,
Well,
now with Joe
I get
Flacco
that,
though,
not with Joe Flacco, but still, you still have it.
which is why he said the first game that they played, he didn't know what Zach Taylor was calling, so he just made stuff up on the fly, which is why he did really
Ah,
good because the defense didn't know what to expect.
Yeah, but he's obviously had time to learn the play calling sheet now, right? So now he's probably not calling plays on the fly. And so now it's back to
I
the
mean,
same now it's back to
he still
business
could
as
be.
usual for the Bengals.
No, I mean, it's still different because uh, rookie seasons for quarterbacks, they do good all season, not just a couple games. Because the scheme's going to be a little bit different going game to game
I mean, Tua didn't have
based
a good
on,
rookie season. Sam Darnold didn't have a good rookie season.
well, because they're trash. So
Bryce Young didn't have a good rookie season.
see, but you're talking like trash though.
I
No one's
mean,
talking about Tua right now.
well, I mean, okay, so to your point, then
ah,
Josh Allen didn't have a good rookie season.
Oh, you got like I said, C.J. Stroud, you got Drake May, you got
Drake
Brock
May
Purdy,
didn't have
you
a good
got
rookie season.
yeah, he did.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did. He looked really good his rookie season. He
He
didn't have
had
a great team,
flashes.
but he
No, but
looked really good.
you said that they do really good all season long, but he didn't look good all
Yeah, he
season
did.
long.
Yeah, he
No, he
did.
didn't. Bro, they had a
Yeah,
losing
he did.
record. They didn't even make the playoffs.
Yeah. He has a bad team. He had a bad team, but he
All
looked
they
good.
added, all they added to
yeah,
the
the same
offensive
team.
side,
But
all they added to the offensive side was Stephon Diggs, and you're going to give Diggs that much credit for changing that offense around?
he had one
Don't
good
they
game
have
against the Bills.
don't they have some new good players on defensive side too?
But yeah, but you're
No, no,
talking
it's the whole
about
team.
Drake May.
It's the whole
Drake May don't
team.
play defense; he
Yeah.
plays offense.
No, I know exactly the whole team. Like how we're talking about the Bengals defense, they're losing games, right? Because of the Bengals defense. So the same rule should apply to the Patriots too.
Yeah, but the Patriots weren't putting up 30 a night.
Well, right. You still don't got all those players. Like,
Luke, get in here, bro. You've been awfully quiet in this whole thing. So what do you think about this whole Joe Burrow and uh and Joey Flack deal, man? Like, does it mean anything to you or not really?
Not really, not yet. I wouldn't say I'm 100% on Cisco's end, and I wouldn't say I'm 100% on your end. I see both ways,
Well, I'm
but
just
I
playing
also
devil's
see
advocate in this whole thing. You know what I mean? My personal opinion is
yeah.
I don't feel like it means much, but keep going.
I don't think it means much. I don't think it means much. I just think it's a good change of scenery from someone else like Brownie. Um, Joe Flacco. I mean, we all know he was an elite quarterback. Not saying he's not elite right now. I wouldn't give him the title, but he still has that elite mindset. He still has that elite ability to be able to read defenses and make key plays and know where to get the ball before the ball even gets snapped. So in that aspect, I see that playing a big advantage to him right now as well. But to what Cisco was saying, I think the more games he plays, the more film they see with him, um, and the chemistry that they have on the Bengals, I do see that they could possibly slow him down. Um, in some later on games before Burrow gets back for sure.
Well, and to piggyback off of what you're saying, so because obviously we talked just a minute ago too about the whole Zach Taylor thing, how much culpability he has with this whole defensive struggle thing. But I think it speaks to Zach Taylor's offensive mindset, the way that he approaches the game offensively, because it's kind of similar to like how the whole AOC thing with Sam Darnold, or similar to Kyle Shanahan with Brock Purdy and Mac Jones, right? You get a quarterback in
Yeah,
like Joey Flacco, and even at 40 years old, you can dial up an offensive game plan to make him, have a record-setting performance. I mean, you said that he's not. You don't want to give him the elite status, but for if we just take a snapshot of the last 4 games and put it on paper, he's playing elite quarterback play right now, right? So through 4 games with
yeah,
the Bengals, he's playing elite level type football. But
yeah.
again,
So
that's where I see it as a pro to what Zach Taylor brings to the offensive side of the game. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Is
So
that
like
he
my
could
only
take a
argument to that
40
would
year
be
old
like
quarterback to do that.
my only argument would be like Ryan Fitzpatrick. There would be games where he would fucking dominate, bro. There was times where he would do this for 2 or 3 games at a time. But that play super elite. That I don't know. I just can't give him the elite title. It's kind of the
No,
same
no, no.
thing. Like,
Yeah. No, no, no. I'm not saying give him the elite title. I'm saying that just if you took the snapshot of the 4 games and just only had that into perspective, you would say that he's playing elite level type football right now.
absolutely. I think that's pretty much what I said. I said I can't give him the elite title, but I mean that's definitely how he's playing right now.
Yeah, you're not going to
We
say he's
just
an
we
elite
just,
quarterback, but he's
yeah, but
playing
he's
elite
definitely playing
level
like
type football. Yeah,
yeah.
I agree.
And I was just
Uh,
saying I credit that to his elite mindset.
and then I was actually looking up something about the Patriots. So
Oh,
seven out
here
of
we
the
go.
11 starters are different from his rookie season to this season. 7 out of the 11 starters. So that's more than
On
half
defense.
of, on offense.
But
Yeah,
majority of that's going to be from your offensive line, correct?
You have right, so you have 4 new offensive line. So you have 3 added weapons. But I mean, one could argue offensive line is probably one of the most important things in football
Well, yeah, I would completely
for your
agree with
quarterback.
you. I would completely agree with you, but teams change out their offensive lines all the time, especially when they're bad.
Well,
The Kansas City
so
Chiefs just completely
go.
restacked their whole thing. The Commanders just restacked their whole offensive line. The Texans just revamped their whole offensive line, right? So that's a given any given Sunday that they're going to completely revamp the offensive lines every single year.
we
So
did.
so then that that
Yes,
that
we
kind of
did.
goes to the point too. Kind of goes to the point too where Drake may look good his rookie season. Right now, the whole team's looking good this season, which they obviously got a new offensive line and 3 new offensive weapons. Just wanted to throw that out there, chat. I knew I
Yes, sir.
wasn't going crazy.
Yes,
Why don't you
sir.
pull up
Nobody
Drake May's stats from his rookie season?
nobody thought you were going crazy, sir. We're just, general perspective, no one had Drake May in their top 10 quarterback list. I can promise you that. Probably didn't even have him top 20. But
I know a lot of people that had Jake B up there.
let's move on,
Bullshit. Ain't
gentlemen.
no one talking about their
Okay.
top 20.
Yeah, I know we're talking about top 20s. I mean,
Anyways, man. So the Bills and the Chiefs game, that was a good game too. Did you guys catch that one?
That was a fun game.
I
Yes.
caught
Yeah.
glimpses of it.
Well, the Bills reminded everyone that the AFC still runs through Buffalo in
In
the
the regular
regular
season.
season. In the regular season, you had Josh Allen that completed 88% of his passes. You had Mahomes that only completed 44% of his passes. Both were career highs and career lows for both of them. But this was the Bills' statement game But I want to kind of provide or throw in a little bit of a twist here, right? Because following that loss, Kansas City is technically out of the playoffs if the playoffs started today, right? So when you look at the Bills were built to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. That's what their roster was put together for. It was strictly to beat the Kansas City Chiefs because they year in and year out they always go up against them in the postseason, and obviously they're 0-4 in the last 4 times that they played. But with the Chiefs currently out of the playoffs, even though that we know it's going to change, is the Chiefs the team that the Bills need to be worried about? Or is there another team in the
Yes.
AFC that they should be concerned about?
No, for sure. Chiefs are like their kryptonite, like Superman. You know, he has a
Right.
kryptonite.
No,
The
no.
Chiefs are the Bills' kryptonite.
Right. I know that. But
in the playoffs.
what I'm saying
Yes.
is that right now, as it stands, okay, just think theoretically, the Chiefs, if the playoffs started
Mhm.
today, the Chiefs wouldn't even be there. So let's not
I mean,
throw in the Chiefs. Is there another team that they should
but
be worried about though?
well, because I'm gonna say,
In the
let's be for real. Do
AFC.
you think the Chiefs are not making the playoffs? But I guess
Again,
for sake of argument,
that's why I provided context. Okay,
I know for
that
sake of
even though
argument,
we
I know,
know it will
I
change.
know, I
No,
know,
you
As of
don't. You don't
I
know.
know.
today,
You
I
don't
do
know.
know. I do know. I just want to let chat know that we know the Chiefs are going to make the playoffs. But for sake
but
of
as of
argument,
today,
if it started today, the Ravens,
but they're not in playoff contentions either right now, are they?
all
They're
true,
not. But by all account, yeah,
true,
true. If we stick to only teams that are in the playoffs
yeah.
currently
It'd be
right
the
now,
Colts,
Well,
the only team that can give them a game.
exactly. And that's what I wanted to kind of get at here. So if you look at the Bills defense, they are terrible at stopping the run. And who's got the best running back in the league right now?
Or you know what?
the Eagles,
The Steelers.
So that's what I'm saying.
Well,
Like they're strictly built to handle the Chiefs.
right?
But if you look at what New England did to them, you know what I mean? And then if you look at just their overall defense this season, they're great against the pass, but they're terrible against the run. So if you're a
Yeah.
team that's playing the Bills, you should absolutely want to exploit that by running the ball. And if you can even
damn, then
stay
you
in
insert Jonathan Taylor.
exactly in a way that dude just mauls through defenses, right? That's what I'm saying. So the Bills are obviously planning on playing the Chiefs in the playoffs. But we all know that that's probably not going to happen right away in like a wild card or a divisional round. It's most likely going to wind up in an AFC Championship game. Maybe if they're lucky they'll meet in the divisional round, but nonetheless, if the New England holds the top spot, Bills are going to be looking at a wild card team to play against. And what do you think could
Well,
happen there?
I think
Because if they
I
go
think the
ahead.
two teams that could blindside the Bills are the Steelers and the Patriots. Those are, I think, the two teams that could blindside the Bills. The Colts, I mean,
I don't know.
obviously we could say the Colts, but after last game, is Danny Dimes going back to his old ways like he was in New York, or was it just a bad game? Right? Is that going to continue? Who knows? But I think the Patriots and the Steelers would be the teams to look out for if I were the Bills.
We can go back to last game and look at the Patriots defense and how Atlanta was able to exploit them. You think that defense goes and holds up against the Bills? I don't think so. I would say right now it
Well,
would
yeah,
be
because
between the Colts and the Steelers. Granted, granted, Danny Dimes uh, playing how he did, but you have to credit that to the Steelers defense. Do you think the Bills defense will apply that same pressure to Danny Dimes? Probably not.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean that's a
that I think that the defense can apply that much pressure to Danny Dimes because if you look at Joey Bosa, I mean, he's still an elite defender and an elite pass rusher.
yeah.
He's still like a top 5, top 10 or whatever pass rusher in the league. So you can't just disregard his play. But in particular, if you want to exploit the Bills, you got to be able to run the football because again, they're terrible at stopping the run. They're built to stop
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes.
which the Colts will do.
And so if you look at the Colts with Jonathan Taylor, if you look at the Steelers with Warren, they can obviously run the football. So you can dial up a scheme where it's a run first offense and then you open up the passing game with play action. Right. And so I think that's the recipe to beating the Buffalo Bills. And if you can do that
Yeah.
successfully, you'll have an opportunity to beat them. But again, that's why I just kind of bring it up to the attention because obviously we obviously all want to see the Bills and the Chiefs play each other again, and everyone's obviously hoping that you know Josh Allen finally gets that win against them. But it just had me thinking. I'm like, dude, like, yeah, this team is built, but is that even the team that they really have to worry about? Because there's some other teams in the AFC, man, that's hot right now and they're up and coming and it's like, dude, I don't know. They could give Buffalo a run for their money. So that's the only reason why I kind of thought of that question was like, let me just try to see if y'all had some interesting takes on that. You know what I mean?
I mean, one could even
Yeah.
throw in the Broncos
Absolutely.
because I
With
mean
J.K.
they have
Dobbins.
a yep Dobbins. Of course, Knicks can run the ball too. You got Sutton on the outside, and of course their defense is really good. I don't know if PS2's back yet. I know he was hurt,
Yeah, no,
but
I don't think he's back yet.
I mean one could definitely argue the Broncos for sure.
Yeah. Broncos, Colts, Steelers. I think we're all in agreement on that, man, that they need to keep their eye out on those teams. So
The Texans, purely based off their defense, will be a good game with anybody.
And I mean, I guess for sake of argument too, to pick one team, who would you pick? Just one team.
just one team and one team alone to give them
In
a
the
stiff
I
competition.
AFC to give the Bills.
I'm gonna go with the Steelers.
I'd still go with the Colts.
Luke.
Yeah,
The
I'll probably go with the
Texans.
Colts. The Texans, purely off of defense. Josh Allen
Well,
throws 3 interceptions. We return 2 of them for touchdowns. 14-3, Texans up.
since we're on the Colts, let's stay on the Colts because obviously they had a bad. They ran into some tough competition. Obviously, we talked about this last week when we were talking about their strength of schedule coming up, right? That their real test was going to be in the second half of the season when they start playing some competitive teams that have winning records and whatnot. And so you look at Daniel Jones and through the first, 8 games, right? Because they're 7-1. Through the first 8 games, he only had 4 turnovers through 8 games. But yesterday, he had 6 turnovers in 1 game. And so the defense obviously didn't bail him out. Cisco, you kind of asked this question earlier. Do you think it's a bad game or do you think that was a bad sign?
I mean, I think the easy answer is to say a bad game. But just like how we said, right, going into the second half of the season, this is going to be their test, right, going into the playoffs. I like I said, the easy answer is the bad game, but I'm going to say it's a bad sign because now they're going to be running into stiff competition for the remainder of the year, and how does that fold into the playoffs? How does that kill their confidence if they're not able to keep up that momentum?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say it was a bad game. And the only reason why I'm going to say that was a bad game is because the Steelers were able to hold Jonathan Taylor to less than 100 yards rushing. I think he only got like 30, 40 yards rushing. I don't know if any other team out there is capable of doing that. So until I see that again, I'm just going to say it's a bad game because as long as Jonathan Taylor is ticking, then the Colts offense will most likely be ticking.
Yeah, and you look at it, I mean, they lost only 27-20, so it's not like they got completely bum rushed out of that game. You know, I think had it been a complete blowout, I would say it would be a bad sign. But the fact that they still showed somewhat of some life in there, I think it reflects to just it being more of a bad game rather than being a bad sign. They'll go up against the Falcons next week. And so we'll see how they fare there. I think that they're going to win against the Falcons, and I think that kind of boosts their confidence back up. But then they're going to go into their bye week and have, some time off before they face the Kansas City Chiefs. And I think that's going to be another litmus test there. And then Luke, to your likability right here is they're going to face the Texans right after the Chiefs. So two elite defenses that they're going to go up against back-to-back weeks. We'll see how they do then. I think personally, like I said, I think it was just a bad game. Um, but Cisco, I mean, you're not wrong in your regard either, man. You can easily see it as a bad sign. And only time will tell, especially like I said, once they go up against Chiefs and the Texans.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to say a
You could
bad
go
game.
either.
I mean, because
you could go either way
Yeah.
with it.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah. But let's talk about what's his name? Cam Little, right? Is that his name? Cam Little?
Yeah,
Yeah.
from the Jag, right? The Jags,
Dude,
yeah.
68
Cam Longbow.
68 yarder, bro. Straight through the uprights, dude. That was nuts, man. Y'all know he
You
nailed
know
a
what makes
70
that
yarder in
kick
preseason.
so much more impressive?
Why is that?
Yeah.
Earlier today, watching the Cowboys kicker absolutely shank the same distance.
Did they
Aubrey
attempt
missed
one
wide
from that
left
long?
from 68. Yeah, from 68 yards, he missed wide left.
Oh wow. Yeah, well he certainly I mean, it was awesome to see. Beautiful freaking kick, man. But you got to think that we talked about this too,
Perfect.
about the new rules with the K balls, how they can use the practice balls now, and so everyone's been talking about like it's only a matter of time before they start kicking 70 yarders, man. So I don't think that they will do anything about this in terms of like, because it kind of makes you wonder, are they going to start doing this now more often? Are we going to start seeing teams get a little bit more ballsy, especially like, because obviously they're not going to do it in the first quarter or the third quarter of the game, and they're kicking from the opposite end of the field and then miss it and then give the other team good field advantage, right? So it's obviously going to be end of the game or end of the first half stuff. But do you think that teams will start getting more ballsy in that regard? Or do you think they're going to maybe start game planning a little bit differently about it or around it? I mean, sorry.
No, I think the first. I mean, it honestly probably depends on their kicker, but I do think they do get more ballsy on going longer distances. But I will say I have been seeing it. It's been consistent over the past few seasons. Going on to this season, you've been seeing a lot of kickers miss extra points, field goals, more often than before, which is
Mhm.
weird to me. Like I don't know what's going on. I mean, for example, the 49ers, they dropped their kicker a few weeks ago, got picked up by the Bears, and you saw the same thing with Falcons. And it's like, man, like teams are going through kickers, and like I don't know what's going on, like with the
Well,
whole
two things can be true, right? When you look at the kickers, number one, that's all they have to do is just kick the goddamn ball. But then also number two
yeah,
is that every time they kick the ball, it's usually in a high pressure situation. Whether it's an extra
true.
point to tie the game or to take the lead, or whether it's a game tying field goal or a game winning field goal. Like these guys live in high pressure situations 24/7 in these games. And so two things can be true with that,
I
right?
mean,
It's like, yeah, they only have one job to do in the NFL, but they're also put in the most pressurized situations with no like I don't want to say no preparation, but like when you're playing on the offensive side of the ball and you're going on a 2-minute drill, you've had the whole game to get adjusted to the field, to get adjusted to the crowd noise, to get adjusted to just being out there versus a kicker is just standing there cold, you know what I mean, wrapped up in a blanket on the sidelines, and then he gets thrusted into, the center of the field, all eyes on him, 70,000 people in the stadium, millions of people around the world watching this one guy kick this one football this one time. You know what I mean? Like that's some pressure right there, boy.
I don't feel bad though because they get paid a couple $1 million. They get paid to
No,
do.
who said anything about feeling bad? Not that we feel bad for them. We're just stating the obvious.
No,
We're
no,
stating facts. Like I
no.
said, two
I know
things
that's
can be
that's what I'm
true.
saying. Well, that's what I was saying. Like with all their pressure, like I don't feel bad for that pressure because that's what they get paid to do. We get paid to do a job.
Yeah, but
They
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 get
get
paid like
paid to make extra points and field goals.
compared to these
They get
other
paid only a
guys, man.
couple mil. They get paid only a
Yeah,
couple mil.
they're only getting paid like $1 to $3 million, bro. It's crazy. Their contracts. I
Only a
think I
couple
think
mil.
I think I think what's his name from the Seattle Seahawks? Um Michael Dixon. I think he's the highest paid kicker right now in the league. And it was like there's like a 4-year, $15 million deal. And you got to think, bro, he's up in Seattle. I can only imagine what taxes look like up there.
Highest paid kicker. Ooh, Harrison Butker.
Or Harrison
4 year,
Butker's the highest paid.
25
See,
Maybe
now
mil,
that's
like
a good
25.6.
dang, he has a
Hey,
much.
loop. Back out real quick and come back real fast. Like my Whataburger, dog.
I thought you said you haven't ate.
I haven't even brought it to me
Oh,
right now. I got my food
it's
sitting here in
sitting
the
there. Or
bag.
what?
It's sitting right here, bro. I can't be disrespectful to the chat and just be chomping on my food. You know what I'm saying?
They, oh, whoa,
I gotta
whoa,
I gotta let
whoa.
it I gotta let it sit there real quick.
I was
You want to
saying,
let chat know about Whataburger?
ooh, what about Whataburger? What's going on?
No, go ahead, Luke.
No, I was saying like how many kickers in the NFL right now can you think of where you're like, damn, that dude's got a boot?
Chris
Well, Brandon
Boswell,
Aubrey.
Steelers.
Yeah, Chris Boswell has
But he's already on the
Evan
older end, so he don't have the boot that he used to have.
Evan McPherson. Bates from Detroit. He's got a boot. That dude was a
Yep,
fucking
he's-
construction worker 2 years ago. That dude was doing construction in Houston, Texas, dog, when he got picked up by the Detroit Lions.
That's crazy. What the the Texans should have picked him up instead of having fucking young Hoku.
Well, they got Fairburn,
Cameron
bro. They
Dicker
kept them
from the
pretty busy
Chargers.
this weekend too.
Not young Hoku, fucking Fairburn. I'm thinking of what's his name for
The
the
Falcons.
Falcons.
Well, they released him, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fairburn. He's shown a lot of inconsistencies these past couple of years, and he don't have
Oh,
a
yeah.
boot at all.
I mean, Cameron Dicker from the Chargers.
Cameron Dicker's another one.
Um,
Yep. Him and Michael Dixon are like cousins, I think.
Brandon McManus, I think. Of course, we said Chris Boswell. Daniel Carson from the Raiders.
I never heard of any of these guys kicking absolute bombs.
Well,
Because
Bates has a
just like how you
Bates
said,
has
I
a-
feel like there's been a lot of misses lately.
Bates had a couple of 50-yarders last season in crucial, like they were game-winning field goals, dog. And I'm talking, they like
Will Lutz.
pissed kissed the pole, dude, with how close they were. You know what I mean? Like
Oh,
he
that's
got
the
him
one
in
that
there.
that's the
He
one that
snuck
Chris
him in
Chris
there.
Collinsworth was comparing to fucking Patrick Mahomes.
But yeah, there's a lot of good kickers out there, man.
There's yeah.
But just as much as there are good kickers, there's some that are just as bad too. Look at Jake Moody, bro.
Yeah.
Jake Moody was extremely inconsistent, and that dude was drafted really
Yeah.
high.
Yeah.
You know, he was an awesome kicker coming out of college, and just for whatever reason, going to the NFL, bro, it just did not work out for him. You know, but
With the 49ers, but he did have that winning field goal with the Bears.
yeah,
I
yeah,
forgot who it was against.
but all right, man. Enough about kickers, bro. Let's get into the topic that we really wanted to get into today, boys. So I think Loop probably had the most to say about this, man. But let's get into some fantasy heartbreaks here, dude. All right, let's talk about it. Fantasy heartbreaks, bench warmers edition, bro. Bench warmers. We've all been there, bro. We know it. You know, you benched a wide receiver who puts up 38, then you start a running back who gives you 5. Like, you know what I mean? Then you start questioning
Yeah.
why you even play fantasy football in the first place. So, Luke, just go ahead and drop us your fantasy heartbreaks today, man. What who did you bench? Who went nuclear? And what possessed you to make that call? Air it out, bro. Group therapy time.
Woosa.
Drake London was on my bench
Oh
Damn.
man.
within like
That's a
5
big
minutes of
heartbreak right
kickoff.
there.
He got benched,
Dude.
and I thought I had a really good explanation for it in my mind. So let me read you off my wide receivers that I had. I had how I had it starting. I had Waddle, which I couldn't move because he was already permanent from Thursday night. And then I had Drake London, and then I had Drake London, and then I had Rome Aduzier against the Bengals. So in my head, I was like, okay, Waddle, I'm gonna keep Aduzier, man, against the Bengals. I like that. Their defense is shit. That's fucking Caleb Williams' favorite player right now. This dude is
Yep.
gonna go off for 30 points. Watch. Fucking watch. He got me 0.
Oh
He
my
got
god.
me 0.
Did he have any
Right?
targets?
3, 4. So that's not even the worst part. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, I also so on my bench, I had Lad McConkey on my bench. So I was like, dude, man, McConkey against the Titans.
Bro, you are shit
I think
canning all these names, and I love it.
I was like, man,
Yeah.
I'm for that, bro. I'm fucking all for this. I'd rather have him. I'd rather have McConkey play against the Titans than fucking London playing against the Patriots defense that was so great a game ago. And prior to all that, I was like, man, I don't really trust in Penix that much to get Drake the ball against that defense. I'm gonna bench him. I'll start fucking McConkey over the Titans against the Titans defense all day long. And obviously that wasn't the right move because Drake London got me 50.8 points on my bench
Fuck.
to McConkey's 9. I
40
lost
points
this
lead.
week by 8 points.
Oh no.
Oh, man.
So basically what you're
Oh,
saying
man.
is that if Roma Dunze would have just been like wide receiver 3
Average.
you would have won.
Yeah, if he would have got me 12 points or the 15 points he was projected, I would have won.
Or just started Drake London over McConkey.
Yeah. Or I could have started Drake
Oh,
London and,
man.
and
Damn.
I would have won by a landslide.
Dude, this isn't a heartbreak, but can I tell you what an amazing pickup I had this week?
Who?
Even though I still lost, but an amazing somebody dropped Brock Bowers in my league.
Dude, same
And
here,
I
dude.
and I picked his ass up in waivers and started his ass this week.
He
Bro,
got like
because
30, 40 points.
Bro, he got like 50. He had 3 touchdowns,
What?
127 yards. Yes, bro. And I was just like, dude, I couldn't believe it. So I wanted to draft it. I wanted to draft him in the draft, and someone got to him first, and I'm like, damn it. But then I saw he was available this past week, and I was like, there's no way this dude is not on someone's team right now. And I immediately
That's
placed
what
a
I
waiver
said.
wire for him. I picked his ass up fast, started him in a heartbeat, bro, and that motherfucker went off, boy.
Yeah. Dude, it's funny because the safety happened to me, but Jackie had him. And
Oh,
I
okay.
think she dropped him on week 7. And I saw that and I was like, why'd you do that for? She's like, because he's hurt. And I was like, well, I'm gonna pick him up because he's gonna come back
Yeah.
and he's gonna go off.
Hurt or
And
not,
sure enough,
he's
I
on my
picked him up
bench at
and
least.
yep.
Because the way I see it,
Dude, and he
is
went off.
that he could be doing good or bad on my bench, but he ain't on someone else's team. Tell you that right now.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I see those good players, bro. I pick
Exactly.
them up quick, son. I'm like,
Yeah.
bro.
That's what I thought too. I was like, yeah, I'm picking him up. And
Bro's
luckily
like
no one else picked him
100%.
up.
Bro's like 100%
Yeah.
rostered in everyone else's league but mine. I'm like, what?
What? Yeah.
Hey, so another good
Oh.
pickup. There wasn't this week though. This happened in week 3. Whenever Lamar Jackson goes down, right? So I think it was week 3, Lamar Jackson goes down. So I was like, shit, dude. I didn't draft a backup quarterback because I was like, be fine. I'll just pick one up if I need to during the bye week. It's not a big deal. So Lamar goes down, and I'm like, shit. All right, now I have to find a quarterback. And I was looking, and I was like, what the hell? Why is Dak Prescott not on someone's team? So I click on it and I was like, what the hell? Well, sure enough, another manager dropped him after week 2 because he was doing ass. Dropped him after week 2,
man.
and he's just sitting there wide open for the taking. And I was like, I'll take him. I picked him right up. Bro starts going off for 40, 50 points a weekend. And I was like, dude, this is like the best pick. What? The best pick I've ever had. Best
That's
pickup.
funny.
Jesus Christ.
That's funny, dude.
Yeah.
Now
That's
wanna
why I'm
say
scared to
my,
let go of AJ fucking Brown.
Yeah. In the AJ Brown situation, that's one where you just trade him. Like AJ Brown is definitely
'cause I got
tradable.
you.
Definitely tradable because you would, no matter who you got, you'd probably get more production out of the person you trade for than you would out of AJ Brown. That one game where he's going to go off for you for 50 points doesn't add up to the consistent 20 points that another receiver is going to get for you week in and week out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
AJ Brown right now
Now
is kind
the
of like that player you throw in on a bye week.
true.
Just hope he goes off that week.
And hope he goes off that week. Yep, exactly.
Well, mine, the one that I
Sad.
should have benched, I have him on my flex spot was DK Metcalf. Got me 2 points.
He's been a complete letdown this
Yeah,
season.
he got shut down.
It's been a complete
2
letdown.
points.
Except for one game. I think it was the game in London. He went off. That was it.
Yes, he
Yeah.
did. That's the only game. And man, granted, I still won this week, but 2 points in my flex spot. I should have gone with Etienne, but because I think this week he got, what did he get, 15 points from me or something like that on my bench, which I didn't think he was going to produce because over the past few weeks he hasn't been doing that great. So I was like, you know what? Let me go with DK Metcalf because I mean, even though they're playing the Colts, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to target him, you know. And he got
Yeah.
4 targets, well, only 2 receptions for 6 yards.
My heartbreak this week
But
was
Brock Bowers,
my heartbreak for my other team was not putting in Mark Andrews.
oh yeah,
I think I had Dallas
yeah,
Goddard in his place. And that's only because Dallas Goddard has had some really good games more consistently than Mark Andrews. But with Lamar's
yeah.
first game coming back, I figured, what the hell? Zay Flowers hasn't been doing anything at all either. Because I got Lamar Jackson, Zay Flowers, and Mark Andrews all on my team right now. And so I was like, all right, Zay Flowers hasn't been doing anything since Lamar's been down. So I'm like, dude, that was his favorite target when at the beginning of the season. So I'm like, dude, they're gonna go off. I was like, you know what? Dallas Goddard's been having a couple of good back-to-back weeks. Let me keep him rolling. I'll just sit Mark Andrews, give him a little bit of a break. You know what I mean? Let him catch his breath. Let him get some Gatorade in his system. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to look out for my boy. I was trying to make sure that I don't injure him or nothing. But then the motherfucker goes off on my bench for like 24, 30 points, something like that. And I'm like, God damn, brother, what are you doing? You're supposed to
It's
wait
supposed to
till
get
I
some
start
Gatorade.
you. You're supposed to wait till I start you, player. You know what I'm saying? God damn.
Um,
So, anyways, that was my heartbreak.
now we'll go into I guess because this is our final segment, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's
So I
late. We
guess
gotta get going.
we could go around the table. I guess go around the table real quick. Who has been your biggest letdown on your team this season so far? One person.
Do I even have to say anything? Do I have to answer?
Yes. Jesse D.
He's that upset.
AJ Brown.
He's that upset, folks. Oh man,
Absolutely.
we could definitely see why. Steve,
No,
Mhm.
yeah, AJ Brown for sure.
Well,
Steve?
considering that I don't have my phone right now because it's recording me, but DK Metcalf for sure has been a complete absolute letdown, bro. Like, I don't even know why I start the guy. But he fills in a spot. I mean, he gets me a couple of points at least. Like I said, he's only had that one good game in London, and outside of that, he's just been just a complete freaking no show.
Yeah. Yeah.
That I'd have to go that one and Marvin Harrison Jr.
He just got you 26
I think he
points.
did pretty good this game.
Yeah, yeah.
He's only had
Well,
4 games where he got
I
over
guess
double digits.
I could. Wow.
What about you? What about you? Who's been your letdown?
So I mean, sadly, I have AJ Brown, Metcalf, but I think my biggest one I took up high up on the draft was Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry has been a big letdown for me.
Damn.
He
He's
had
been a
his
no-show
first
this year
game.
for sure.
I was like, dude, great pickup. Like after that first game, great pickup. He's gonna do amazing for me. and then downhill from there. People were asking me to trade for him after the first week. I was like, nope, nope, nope. Now I can't even get rid of him.
Yeah, now nobody wants his ass.
Yeah.
I'll take him for
No,
a
but
bag
yeah,
of
for me
chips and
it's
a handshake.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's been my biggest one is Derrick Henry.
Damn, dude.
Man.
You know who else really hasn't been doing
That's
that
big.
well either? That was a huge, great pickup last season. Kyron Williams.
Kyron
Who?
Williams, yeah.
Kyron Williams, running back from the
From the
Rams.
Rams.
He had the most rushing touchdowns last
Yeah.
season, I think. And this season, it's been awful. But that's because Stafford's been going off in the air. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm looking at
Puka, the Puka
his
effect.
games. He had one.
Bro, Stafford's
One
leading the
great
league
game.
in touchdown passes. Y'all know that, right?
Yeah. What is he on pace for, like 5,500 yards or 5,000 yards or something like that?
I don't know what he's on pace for. I just know that motherfucker is leading the league in touchdowns, dog. He's got like 21 touchdowns through
Nah, I'm saying
8 games or something like that, or 25 touchdowns, something like that.
I'm telling
Damn.
you, the Rams in the NFC. Rams in the
Yeah,
NFC.
it's
Because their
wild.
defense is really good too.
Passing leaders is still Daniel Jones. But it's so passing wise, it's Daniel Jones, Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, Drake May, Matthew Stafford, Sam Darnold, Jordan Love, Joe Flacco, Dak Prescott, and Bo Nix. Those are your top 10
Are those
leading passers.
Joe
the season.
Flacco is there,
Yards or
and he's only been
touchdowns?
playing 2 weeks.
No. Joe Flacco's been playing all season. It's just he's been on 2 different teams. But between
That's right.
both teams collectively as a whole, he's number 8 right now in yards, passing yards.
Wow.
Now, in touchdowns, Matthew Stafford leads the league with 21, and then it's Justin Herbert, Aaron Rodgers, Jared Goff, Patrick Mahomes, Drake May, Bo Nix, Dak Prescott, Sam Darnold, and believe it or not, Tua Tagovailoa is in the top 10 passing touchdowns.
Is counting offensive and defensive touchdowns.
Don't trade him.
Hey, those are the stats, dog. He's tied with Geno Smith for the most interceptions with 11, but yeah. That's crazy.
Oh,
So he's got 10 touchdowns, 11 interceptions right now. Not a very good look.
jeez.
Mhm.
Yeah. Now that top 10 ain't starting to sound so good.
Hey, you know, there's a quarterback way back when that actually won a Super Bowl with his fucking season stats being like 10 touchdowns, 11 interceptions.
Who's that?
In my opinion, one of the worst quarterbacks to win a Super Bowl. Hot take.
Eli Manning?
Troy Aikman. I think there's two
trying to get the QBR season leaders. Top 10.
Oh, I can get that for you right now.
Dang.
So
Nah, you got Lamar at first.
Lamar Jackson's 1, Drake May,
Yeah, but-
Sam Darnold, Jared Goff, Jalen Hurts, Matthew Stafford, Jordan Love, Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, Daniel Jones.
I mean, like right now.
I got a different list. That's weird. I'm on ESPN.
I'm on NFL Pro.
That's weird. I wonder
Yeah.
what week this is through.
Well, it might also be too that there might be stipulations and filters that are inside there.
So in 1996, Troy Aikman threw for 12 touchdowns and 13 interceptions that season.
And what season again?
And won a Super Bowl. 1996, the last Super Bowl.
Damn.
Yeah, I thought it was 10 and 11, but it's 12 and 13.
That's crazy.
$1996 passing. Oh, this is yards though.
That's crazy. They went
Mark
10 and
Brunell.
5.
Trying to doesn't have. Oh, here it is. No. Kickoff, field goals, interceptions.
Bro, that was arguably one of his worst seasons. He also had 6 fumbles and 6 fumble losses, which is his highest.
1996 player stats, interceptions. NFL.com. There ain't no way that on here.
All right, boys.
I
Love
don't
to
know.
kick
I'm
it with
looking
y'all.
at chat.
But your boys got to drive to Austin tomorrow, pimp. So
I was there
Yeah,
today.
he was 1-4 in the playoffs that season. In the 96 season playoffs, he was 1-4 in touchdown and interceptions.
damn. So it's all Emmitt Smith then, huh?
So you're saying
I'm
it
telling
was
you, that's the
it
worst
was Emmitt
quarterback.
Smith, yeah.
It was
So-
Emmitt
so-
Smith all day long.
so
bro.
much for playmaker, huh?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Worst QB
But yeah, no, I
to
definitely agree with
win
you.
a
Way late.
Yep. All right, boys. Y'all have yourselves a good night. Chat. Thank you for staying with us. We appreciate you guys, and we'll see you Wednesday.
Wednesday for a not sports take.
And
It's
I'm
a
out.
random chat day take.
Oh, Wild Out Wednesday, huh?
Oh yeah, Wild Wednesdays.
All right, boys. Well, y'all have
Wild
yourselves a good
Wednesdays.
night. Peace.
Way off topic Wednesdays.
Peace. That's good.